Well, it's happening far too often. Sewage spills making news in South Florida on what seems like a weekly basis. The most recent one happening Monday morning in Fort Lauderdale when a 14-inch sewer main ruptured.
And it's the 11th water or sewer main break since December of last year. Take a look at this map showing just how widespread the problem is. But while most of the breaks making news have been centered in Fort Lauderdale, a Local 10 investigation reveals Miami-Dade County is also experiencing a disturbing trend.
More and more beaches there are testing positive for fecal bacteria. And though sewage leaks are a problem, is something else at play here? Louis Aguirre takes a deep dive to find out what's in the water.
Because I love the outdoors, I love the environment. When I started surfing, that just blew my whole world away. I love the ocean.
Every Thursday, Scott Stripling heads to the ocean, but he's not here to surf.
Walk out into the water, about waist deep water, collect a sample, cinch it up, then deliver it to our lab.
Stripling is a member of the Surfrider Foundation, an environmental nonprofit established by surfers with a mission to protect our oceans and beaches. One of 25 volunteers in Miami-Dade who every week take samples from our beaches and check for enterococci, a fecal indicator bacteria that's been showing up in our waters and is extremely harmful if swallowed or makes contact with open skin.
These people are getting sick, and they don't even know why.
The problem is it's showing up more and more. An average of 25 beach advisories issued a year in Miami-Dade since 2017. Last year, there were 39.
20% of the Thursday you come to the beach, it could be contaminated with this fecal bacteria. We have a major problem that we need to resolve.
We hear about it all the time.
People are rushing around as
had to remove sand and water. Crews rushed to make repairs to another break.
Old pipes breaking in Miami-Dade's aging sewer system, spewing millions of gallons of raw sewage into our backyard. One just this week, 4 in the past 6 months near Oleta River State Park, and at least one from a pipe the county should have replaced years ago.
We're seeing it happening on a regular basis.
Miami Surfrider Foundation Chairman Seth Bloomgarden has been keeping score.
Our beaches are filled with poop. This is a recipe for disaster.
In 2019, Miami-Dade Water Sewer reported 108 sewer line breaks, 29 caused by construction accidents. The result, over 5 million gallons of spilled sewage.
The spills are inevitable, and when they do occur, we can see correlative spikes in that fecal indicator bacteria level in our nearshore waters.
Kelly Cox is with Miami Waterkeeper, a watchdog nonprofit protecting and defending South Florida's water.
This is a problem that's been ongoing for decades.
But it's not just sewer leaks. Stormwater overflows, leaking septic tanks, fertilizer runoffs, climate change, and the massive amounts of seaweed and sargassum are creating the perfect storm for this bacteria to thrive.
Sewage spills are not only to blame for this, but they're certainly a critical piece of the puzzle.
And it's not just environmentalists sounding the alarm bell. Last August, the Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office released a stinging 33-page grand jury report, issuing a dire warning to our local leaders and elected officials about this, the crown jewel of our environment, and the precarious state it's in right now. It reads, Biscayne Bay is at a tipping point. Without corrective action, the declining quality of this body of water may become irreversible.
It's our tourism, it's our economy, it's our lifeline. You know, just imagine a South Florida without clean water. It cannot exist.
Miami-Dade Commissioner Daniela Levine Cava sits on the county's Infrastructure and Capital Improvements Committee and has been fighting to protect our environment.
We are not moving with enough urgency. Everything that you're talking about tells us that our bay, our ocean, our economy, our health is at risk.
Miami-Dade Water Sewer is under the gun.
We're working tirelessly to be able to decrease the impact to our community and the environment.
But the number of breaks has actually decreased. After being sued by the EPA in 2012, Miami-Dade Water Sewer is now halfway done complying with a federally mandated $1.8 billion plan to upgrade the county's pipes.
We actually made 988 proactive repairs to our water lines that could have potentially become additional water main breaks.
Still, breaks happen, and they're not always addressed right away. This one, discovered in 2017, just a mile off Fisher Island, had been leaking for over a year before it was fixed. It came from one of 2 ocean outfall pipes from the Central District plant in Virginia Key that every day pumps 143 million gallons of partially treated wastewater into the ocean.
2 miles right off of Government Cut, right off of South Point, right off.
So far, there's been no evidence the outflow is causing the beach contamination. Still, the state has now banned this practice. By 2025, all Florida counties must stop the daily pumping of wastewater into the ocean. It's a race against the clock.
You like this?
It's now 24 hours after Surfrider volunteers took samples from 10 Miami-Dade beaches.
Cells that light up in this infrared light blue are positive live fecal bacteria.
A lab director helped Stripling record the week's results.
This is Clarendon Park.
This time, only one beach showed a high concentration of bacteria. This time, but it's not too late.
If we take this on from multiple fronts, we can save Biscayne Bay.
And you can find more information on Louis' story on local10.com.